Last orders at the bar.
A night in with Mauler and the drinker, getting trashed with the web screen thinkers. A cheap night cause I'm feeling kinda thrifty, got a 10-pack of beers and a bottle of whiskey. Hop off the cork, have a glass of wine, I feel safe, I'll be fine. Trouble walking in a straight line before the Pinot Noir. It's open bar with our hosts, Mauler and the critical drinker.
Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back. Hello. Yeah, sorry we're a couple of days late doing this, scheduling and all that, but we never do leave a super chat behind, and so we're here to answer the supers that are outstanding from Open Bar 161. This is last orders, Mauler. Are you ready?
I sure am.
Ready to partake? All right, then. Let's jump in and see what the first one is. Yeah, Box Office Brawler. I think this is the first one. He says, greatest name that I heard for Corin Sweat's version of Superman is Diaper Boy. And spot on. I mean, can't argue with it, really. And he also says, how's everyone celebrating Amandla's big day today? Amandla Stenberg? Was it her birthday?
Oh, is it? I don't know.
I'd be lying if I said I cared. Let me see. Yeah. Amandla Stenberg. Birthday. Oh, yeah, the 23rd of October, 1998. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I hate people that are young. It pisses me off.
Damn youngins.
Yeah, you're marching here, young. Yeah, well, there you go. It was her birthday, so hope she had a fantastic day, and she was thinking about all the superb career opportunities that are awaiting her, probably in the service industry. Inferniac says, just a reminder to not sleep on Caught Stealing, one of my favorites of the year. You heard anything about that, Mauler? Caught Stealing?
I know about it. It's watched the trailer, but I haven't heard enough yet as to whether or not I'll be checking it out. I don't know.
All right. Marton Spriggy says, also, the drinker struggling with my name is the only thing that brings me joy in life. Oh, you preempted me, you son of a bitch. I could easily give you a hint, but why should I? Why indeed, sir? Why not just watch me struggle over it? Ultimately, though, you did have to pay for the privilege. So, who's the real winner in this little equation, sir? I don't know. It's the dance that we do. Dr. Martin Luther Pepe says, late and gay. Well, we aim to please here. The Happy Camper says, today is Fallout Day. The show might be lore-destroying slot, but does the panel have any favorites from the games? Also, Dogmeat is the goodest boy. He is the goodest boy. Favorites from the games? You've got more experience with the Fallout series than I have, haven't you? You played the first two.
I briefly, and then I played all of 3, but I don't know how much I remember that at this point.
Yeah, 3 is probably my favorite. I don't know why. I do kind of see why people don't like 4 as much, but I've got a soft spot for it, for 4. I mean, obviously, New Vegas is the one that's generally regarded the best out of the newer Fallout games.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't even track that, how well they're sort of doing it. How's 76 seen these days? I know it had a bad launch, but is it better now?
Isn't it dead?
Well, probably.
Still play 76?
I don't know.
Yeah. Never really got into that one, unfortunately. But yeah, man. I mean, I think in terms of the world and stuff that you get to explore with those games and the amount of lore that's now been built up around them is pretty superb. It's a hell of an achievement, and it's just a really fun world to immerse yourself in. So I do enjoy it. Next up is Social Morlock, who says, I can't wait for drinkers James Gunn's Crash and Burn. James Gunn, the James Gunn saga. By James Gunn. He's sliding towards it. I don't think he's going to have a complete crash out like, I don't know, Joss Whedon or J.J. Abrams or anything, but I could see a downturn in his career on the horizon. Yeah. I think that would be fair to say. Ryan Crawford says, Hail Bar, just give me the most obscure horror movie that you've seen. Nothing scares me anymore. Right, the most obscure one.
Most obscure horror movie.
For me, I think it's Deathline. It was a little 1970s horror movie that had Christ, who was even in it? Like, I think it was pretty small scale. But anyway, it was like this group of like cannibals that were hiding out in the London underground, and every so often they would come up and snatch someone and eat them. But they had kind of devolved over the generations because they were inbreeding and stuff to the point where they can't even really articulate anymore. And so they're kind of gruesome and horrifying, but also like pitiful and disgusting at the same time. So yeah, I really like that one. I'm sure Christopher Lee shows up for like a little cameo for no other reason than because he just showed up on set, or he was like looking around the set that day and said, "Hey, I'd quite like to be in this movie." They just wrote a part for him, which was fucking cool.
Did you ever see The Ritual? 2017 has Rafe Spall in it.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know how obscure that would truly be considered, but I think it's on Netflix. But it's the thing that hit me about that. I don't think the story is like amazing or anything, but there's a creature in it, and the design of it is fabulous, and the way that they use it in the film, I thought it was very impressive. Quite creepy creature.
Now I'm going to have a look for this creature.
Another mention probably When Evil Lurks, which was very interesting. So sort of, I'm trying to think of how I would describe what that film is. I think it starts with there's a person who a bunch of people believe is possessed by a devil / Satan, and it's in a universe where this is somewhat common and very much true. Like it's happening, it's a thing, it's proven, blah blah blah. And there's certain protocol to deal with it, and we see what happens when they fuck up the protocol and things go very wrong. Again, not gonna say it's amazing, but there was loads of stuff in it I really liked.
I'm looking at pictures of the creature from The Ritual. I'm struggling to even articulate what it is. It's like a deer or a stag with like a man attached to it for a head.
Yeah, it's pretty creative.
Baffling. Yeah, neat. I was watching one on Netflix last night called The Elixir. It's like some Indonesian zombie flick. That was quite fun, actually. They're the fast kind of zombies, and it's just like a family they use like what do I even call it? They've got contacts at like a local drug manufacturer who supplies the patriarch of the family with like this supposed age-defying, rejuvenating stuff. You know, or takes an overdose of it. He zombifies, eats half the family. They spread. It's before you know it, it's like all the local villages have been infected by it. It's your standard zombie outbreak thing, but it's a lot of fun. I quite like that. Yeah. Anyway, next up is Hostman's Lounge, ticking away the hours in an offhand way. Open bar is sometimes late and gay. Beautiful.
Sure is.
JS Pena, late and grooming. We don't get to that stage. Ginger Rhino, worst dog sitter, YMS or Hassan? So Hassan's going to electrocute it, and YMS is probably going to try and fuck it. So, I mean, which is worse, really, from a dog's perspective?
I think we'll go with the shock, because at least it's quick and it's more the surprise than the damage, I think.
So what would you think? Shock is better?
I would prefer that the dog is hit with a shock collar, yeah.
I think you might have to, yeah. At least it'll have its self-respect after that, you know. After it's been with YMS, not so much. So, yeah, I think it's probably Hassan, but he's perhaps the least bad option there. Social Morlock, wish me good luck. I'm off to get Stuckmanized post-bar. Shelby Oaks, here we come. Buffalo Bill voice. Would you stalk me? I'd stalk me. Well, yeah, we were just talking about that. I think I'm going to try and go see it tomorrow at the cinema, supporting my fellow content creators and so on. So hopefully I'll be in a position to offer a few thoughts about it on Open Bar this week. And Mauler might just do the same. So we'll see how it goes. Cuban says, at Universal Orlando last week and realized the Jurassic World franchise has spawned only two good things, park building games and a roller coaster. Pretty much. Can't even argue with that, really. It spawned a whole lot of money for Universal, I guess, so there's that. Master of Puppets. If anyone's in need of a palate cleanse, I recommend watching Mauler react to the Isle of Man flag and being saved by Jabba on EFAP highlights.
Yeah, two iconic moments of me losing my mind.
Yeah. I mean, they could watch the entire gaming drunk stream that you did a couple of weeks back, especially the last hour, I'm guessing, where things get
always
messy.
an option for sure.
Yeah. What's this? I think we asked this one, but I'll do it anyway. Mexi Rage says, just rewatching Van Helsing and the scene where Dracula asks Igor, why do you torment that creature so? And Igor just responds, it's what I do. Made it even funnier. And I put the internet asking Hassan that question. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good scene. It is a good scene. Hikira says, it would actually be cool if Shelby Oaks is good and we all become Stuckmanized. I mean, sure. If it was just a superb movie and it spawns this really successful film career for Chris Stuckman, I think that would be an awesome thing for him. It's clearly where he wants to go career-wise. I don't think perhaps his heart is in film criticism anymore, so maybe this would be a more worthwhile endeavor for him. So
yeah, maybe.
Who knows? We'll find out soon. A jackass of all trades says, Drinker and Waller, my buddy Michael wrote one of the best Superman stories I've ever read. If you're interested, it's called The Last Sun Trilogy. It's free for those interested. Nice. Thank you for the recommendation, mate. Hollow Ninja. What up, Crit and Waller? God bless you both. By the way, Crit, I give Silent Hill F 9.8 out of 10. Game is amazing, dude. R.I.P. Tomonbu Itikagi. Keep up the good work. So, I don't know. I've heard mixed things about Silent Hill F. Loads of people saying it was super buggy when it was launched and it was a real pain in the arse to get running. I can't vouch for that either way, really. I don't know too much about it. Are you familiar?
No, it would be Az. You'd have to ask for that. I don't know anything about its launch, really.
Get me Az right now, damn it. Rossi says, Vex, my love, my queen, on open bar. You're short king. Okay. My little roast beef sandwich. Okay, we're venturing into dangerous territory here. It's becoming disgusting. Lazarus. Holy hell. At first I thought that meat sandwich looked like something else with lips. It's almost like that was the intention. Toxic Gamer says, hey, Drinker, there was a quote shared on the open bar from Isabella Marced. It turns out to be fake. The Birdman wants you to apologize for spreading it. I think he's a weetod. Any thoughts? So what's the quote?
Don't know.
Isabella Marced. So would this be in relation to what? Last of Us?
Remind me. She was Dina, is it?
Yeah, it's Dina. But she was also in Alien Earth, wasn't she?
Alien Earth, was she?
Wasn't she on the spaceship? And she was.
I mean Romulus.
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Was it? Oh, was it Romulus?
Not Earth.
Maybe it just looked like her. You know, in the sort of flashback episode on board the ship when it's when there's the alien outbreak and stuff, and she's like one of the last ones to die. That's not her.
No, she is in Romulus.
It's got to be in relation to Last of Us then, but then I can't remember ever quoting her. I can't remember her saying anything about being in the show really. Yeah. I would have to troll back through about a dozen open bar episodes to find the thing in question, which I can't be bothered doing if I totally am honest about it. So might have to let that one lie. Enderblaze says, for Crash and Burn, do David Benioff next. I mean, we'd have to do Weiss and Benioff, really, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a bad choice. Not bad at all. Chris says, picture this. You just finished watching Shelby Oaks, and as the credits play, Chris Stuckman appears and says, thank you for watching, and you have been Stuckmanized. See, that would make me unhappy, right? Because I feel like Stuckmanization is a process you have to bring upon yourself. You have to accept it into your life. No one can declare that you've been Stuckmanized. You have to bring the Stuckmanization to you. So, yeah, if he Stuckmanized me without my consent, I would be deeply angered by that.
Yeah, fair.
Think?
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So yeah, no unwanted Stuckmanization, please. No Man says, you're the emperor of the universe. Congrats. What sci-fi gun do you give to your frontline foot soldiers? I give mine the Halo Needlers. Pink Mist for the win. Yeah, that'd be quite good, actually. Sci-fi gun. Anyone that you would pick more?
Other than the obvious.
The pulse rifle?
I mean, it's cool.
It is cool, and it seems like really effective.
Probably grab Judge Dredd's gun as well. That's a cool one.
Judge Dredd's gun is pretty nice. Yeah, as for the rest of them, yeah, my favorite sci-fi weapons are probably still going to be like projectile-based ones, which means they're basically just guns, so there's not like a huge amount of variation there. I'm trying to think of any other interesting ones. I mean, the gun from The Fifth Element was always quite fun because it seemed to have unlimited ammunition and it could just do everything. It's like flamethrower, like ice blasts, net launcher, grenade launcher. It just did whatever you needed.
Exactly what you want.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a gun for every situation, pretty much. Will Dreamer, I wish you had good news to share, since I know you prefer when movies and shows are excellent, but at least you keep making bad and dumb news entertaining. Well, we do our best. I mean, I did enjoy Frankenstein. I enjoyed giving that a positive review, so that was nice. Nice change of pace.
You recommend, I suppose?
I think it's worth your time. Yeah, it's a good movie.
I have to get that watched at some point.
It's definitely not like breaking new ground in terms of the Frankenstein story. Like, it's pretty faithful to the source material, like quite a few other movies have been. But, there's nothing wrong with that. Kind of like what they did with Nosferatu, I guess.
Sure.
What's this one? Maybedin Civ 3 says, save the most money, throw the script away. That's probably in relation to the Kylo Ren movie. I think that's probably the right choice.
Yeah.
Cannon Folderol. Drinker 1961 also gave us Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo, later remade into A Fistful of Dollars. Cheers. Nice. Tay says, Mauler, your coverage for Child's Play 1 killed me. I laughed so hard I swallowed my gum. I guess that's in my system for the next 7 years. Thanks, and hi, Vexy.
I'm happy to provide such an experience, a 7-year-long experience.
If it's any consolation, that's actually a bit of an urban myth. There's nothing to suggest that chewing gum doesn't just get digested like any other food that passes.
I wouldn't have thought it would work that way. It doesn't really make sense. But yeah, since Child's Play, there's another like 8 of them available. And I think there's like, it's hard to track them because their names get all fucking weird. And then what's canon? There's a TV show. It's all wacky.
Yeah, like I was never too familiar with the Child's Play movies. Like, would I be right in saying they're perhaps structured a bit like the Nightmare on Elm Street ones, where the first one is really the only good one, and then they just get progressively more silly? And
my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street was 3. My favorite Chucky is probably 2, I think. My favorite Saw is 6, which is kind of funny.
Really?
Yeah. So one with the life insurance guy, and he gets put into loads of situations where he has to basically like choose who gets to horribly get murdered, and it's supposed to be allegorical for life insurance, basically. There's some stuff in it pretty good.
All right.
The roulette wheel with all of his workers that try to find loopholes in contracts. That's like one of my favorite traps in all of Saw. He has a gun with 6 shots, and he gets to block 2. So 4 of them have to be shot dead. And
he has to shoot them.
Well, he has to. He has the choice of putting up the block, both blocks, but you can only spend two twice. You know what I mean? Like you can spend the both, and that's it.
Yeah.
So they're all spinning around, and then they stop. The gun aims at them, and it's up to him if he wants to block the shot or not. So all of them have to watch him choose to save 2 people out of 6.
And does he like go through with the test as required, or does he find a way out of it?
First person gets, I think it's like first person dies, he saves the second, third person and fourth person die, and then he saves the 5th, and so the 6th person just has to wait until they're dead. But like there's loads of back and forth about how much they deserve to live, how much they deserve to live more than others, and all this sort of stuff. The whole film is this is what I mean. Like, it's weird. You wouldn't have thought the 6th film would be the one where it's like, hey, they've managed to, But yeah,
The Imperial Brick says they should have brought it to Leslie Headland. I guess that's the script for the Kylo Ren movie. I mean, yeah, imagine the fun she could have had with it. Here's a question from Snex. Raylo, better or worse love story than the one in Twilight?
I haven't seen Twilight Beyond the first one, so if we're just
I'm going to say it's worse, probably, because I'm pretty sure in Twilight, like, Edward doesn't fucking murder someone who's really close to Bella. Is that her name?
Bella's a name, yeah.
Bella, yeah. I'm pretty sure he doesn't do that, and also destroy half of the fucking planet and kill millions of people. So there is that. Maester Marwin says, "At what point do you stop reviewing Star Wars?" I guess when I just don't give a shit about it at all anymore.
It's a good question in a sense. It's like, what would, because I certainly probably would have stopped watching it if it wasn't for the job.
Yeah.
Other than like if they announce some crazy fucking nonsense movie that I see out of curiosity. Like, for example, in Marvel, I wouldn't have watched a lot of the recent Marvel films if not for the job, but I probably would go see Doomsday. I'd be like, I gotta see whatever the hell this is.
Yeah.
Because it's, all these people and stuff. As for Star Wars, like, if they released a Rey movie next year, and then the year after, and they just made infinite Rey movies, like, how long would you cover them?
Yeah.
One per year. I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm not entirely sure what would be the thing that would make me be like, because the thing is, we end up having a lot of fun talking about them, so it's like we make our own fun out of it. So technically speaking, it's not about the movies sometimes.
I think it happens by degrees with these franchises. And so, like, it's definitely happened with Marvel for me, where there'll just be new TV shows coming out that I don't even bother to review it, don't even bother to watch it.
Yeah.
And it happened with like Ms. Marvel and Hawkeye and what was the fucking Agatha Harkness one? Quite a few of them. And then I think it would progress upwards from the TV shows to then some of the more like low level or more obscure movies I just wouldn't bother watching or reviewing. And then the end point would just be like even the event movies I just wouldn't touch. And it's partly just down to the sheer amount of content they put out. Like Star Wars is a bit less, and it seems like at the moment we're going through a bit of a drought with it as well. So it's easier to keep up to date with that because there just isn't as much of it. But yeah, like you say, it's a good question of like, let's say they did ramp up their production. Would there come a point where you just think, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore? I think, sure, I think it would happen.
I think we're all different with a lot of different franchises. For example, I'm just not watching any Doctor Who ever unless I'm forced to by someone else.
Well, that's okay because they're not making any now. I think it's done.
But compared to something like Alien, I don't know what it is for me, but I want to see every time they make a new Alien thing. I've got a distinctly morbid curiosity. I adore that franchise. The first two have done forever, and so I don't know why I've got infinite capacity to be tortured on that front. Same for Terminator, probably.
Is it the same for Predator?
I'm not sure about Predator. I didn't watch Killer of Killers.
You're probably going to watch Badlands, though, I suspect.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be watching that. Just, I'll say, doing a weekly show with you as other Predator aficionados, like there's plenty for us to talk about at that point, so may as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, different for every franchise. Star Wars, I don't remember not loving Star Wars in my life, so yeah, I track it. I want to see what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Chief Critical. Someone with integrity needs to buy Star Wars and just retcon everything Disney did at this point. I want to care and love it again. I think we all do.
Someone needs to do to Disney's canon what Disney did to the EU canon. Just be like,
For
nah.
sure. Winter GS says, "Greetings, drunken bastards." Thank you. Lady and Giggle Woman. What do you all think of old Jerry Anderson live action shows, UFO and Space 1999? I used to like Space 1999, actually. Did you ever see that at all?
Nope.
So it's like a lunar base, like it's set in the far-flung future of 1999, and there's some kind of like thermonuclear explosion that happens, like an accident on the far side of the moon, knocks the moon out of orbit, and so it's just like flying uncontrolled through space, and it's all the wacky adventures they get on, involved in as part of that base. It's quite good. A lot of like, miniature work and stuff, like old-fashioned special effects, and it's really satisfying, especially when things start blowing up. Love it. John Hansen says, "Hey, Drinker and Muller, I'm so tired of Disney tainting franchises. Predator Badlands is giving me bad Star Wars vibes, complete with Huttese speak from the Predator." Yeah, apparently some of the early reviews are out already, and they're pretty scathing. So I'm not expecting good things from it. I don't know why anyone was. The trailers look ass. The concept behind it is ass. The Predator itself looks ass.
Yeah.
Stupid asshole hairstyle. Yeah, I don't know what people were excited for with this one. Yeah, Avarith says the table that you were looking at is excluding marketing. So we're looking at that big table for the costs of various movies. That's not including the marketing budget, which is wild.
Yeah.
So some of these Star Wars movies cost one of them was $640 million. I mean, how? Well, I mean, we asked this question on the night as well, but yeah, it blows my mind that you could spend that much on a film. Yeah, Mr. Darkinson. One of the main selling points of the sequel trilogy was to see the cast from the originals together in those new movies. TFA didn't put them together in even one scene, and that was the one job that Jar Jar Abrams was supposed to do. I mean, I think he had more than one job, to be fair, but yeah, that was a big miss.
You could say it was the most important job,
Yeah. Isn't it sad, though? Like, that was the main selling point, that we're just going to bring back the old guys that you remember from the good Star Wars.
Well, that's 2015. That's back when it was still kind of okay to sort of just do that. These days, it's so insanely overdone.
Yeah.
Even then, it was overdone. I don't know. It's the eras, they change, I'm sure, a little bit.
Everything's overdone. We're fucked. It's over. Hostman's Lounge. Chris Miller and Phil Lord had to leave the production of Solo due to creative differences with the studio. Yes, they did. Tom says, Jamie Costa has made far better Star Wars than anything Disney's crapped out. And while I haven't seen his budgets, I can only assume it's less. There you go. Southeastern Kaiju. I never bought Kylo's origin story. It never added up. That's because it was bullshit.
Yep.
Redurban says, I'd watch a Darth Jar Jar trilogy. Sure, give the guy an entire trilogy. Just him dicking around and being secretly evil. Craig the Bad Guy. Drinker, have you seen any of the classic Universal Monster movies? And Mauler, would you consider a Universal Monsters arc for Halloween one year?
Yeah, not impossible, for sure.
So we talking about the old, like, Frankenstein and Dracula and King Kong and stuff. Lovely stuff. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen many of them throughout the years. Eatman says, I see the future. Gun is fired. Inspired by watching Good Boy, he gets the rights to Lassie, which starts an anthropomorphic zoo universe. Mr. Ed and Garfield to come. Fuck.
Wow.
I mean, he does like his animals, so. Sharon C. Mauler, heard on Real BBC you're watching WGA's number 7 best written US series of all time at Mad Men. Thoughts and where are you in it? Before any time, but honestly, do a miniseries with anyone on an even better show, The Prisoner, 1967.
I think that got answered, but the short version would be I've nearly finished season 1. I really like the episode we get all of Don Draper's history, or at least a lot of it. Just really enjoy the character work. Dialogue's really strong. The fact that it's broadly about, dynamics between men and women post World War and sort of then combined with like the marketing and advertising sort of stuff. It's a lot of it is about human nature that I find super engaging. Lots of good stuff in there.
Not good stuff. Lance Kamensal says, would you rather Disney gave Andor's writers and producers 2 full seasons to make a Tron Ares series, or let the Tron Ares team create a 2025 one-off Star Wars soft reboot starring Jared Leto? I want to go for the Jared Leto version.
Oh my God.
Some men just want to see the world burn.
Yeah.
And I do. I'm one of them. Jeremy Soden, my progress through Old EFAP reached number 147 this week. Hassan versus Jay. Timely. He's not terribly bright, is he?
Nope.
Was he on?
I mean, he's been dumb as a fucking brick through his whole life, Hassan.
Yeah. Yeah, was he on to debate?
No, it was when they clashed
video.
in because it all started with Hassan just stole Jay's video. Jay made a response stream. Hassan addressed the response stream as badly as you could possibly imagine, and then found out he was getting more and more hate for it and was like, whatever, fine. I won't give you the benefit of me stealing your shit. And it's like,
wow, my cup runneth over, eh?
Yeah.
Jeffinator, hello everyone. Just got a Muto plushie, 75 left. Also, here's a Mahler quote from EFAP 357. We're both racists. Hope you're all having a great day.
I can believe that one. I can believe that one. For real.
Sure. It's like, sounds like something I would say.
He's
Northern-
Mel's at 382. If he gets to 400, he's being forced to play Forspoken. So that's fun.
He's going to make it.
Mhm.
I can feel it. How long's he got left?
He's still nearly 10 days.
Ah, that's plenty. Northern English Bastard. Dear Drinker and Mahler, glad to see Vex on your show. She's a great guest, and I hope to see her on Open Bar more. Yeah, we got to get that spam sandwich back, man. It's great. Waylander says, greetings. What's your favorite line from any film or TV show? Mine is, get me a milk. Chocolate. Presumably from Back to the Future. P.S. I've only just seen Back to the Future recently. I was missing out. How can you only have seen that recently, man? It should have been your first order of business when you were born.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, any good quotes that you're a fan of, Mahler?
From movies in general?
Yeah. I mean, you could name pretty much any line from any of the Cornetto trilogy. They're all pretty golden.
One that comes to mind a lot among many that's not funny is also something I just think about a lot. It would be pretty much anything in Prestige. But when Tesla says regarding, he says like when he first invented whatever that he was heralded as a genius, and then the second time he was asked politely to retire, and he says, man's grasp doesn't exceed his reach, it's his nerve. Basically that we're capable of incredible things, and it's not our understanding of it that stops us. It's basically just how much we can stomach what we're about to deal with. It's an interesting line. I'm not saying he's necessarily definitively correct in that statement. I'm not even sure. I'd have to check what maybe the inspiration for that quote is. But take for example The Fly, right? You'd say that man's reach exceeds his grasp in the sense that he did this experiment and it caused a horrible, horrible problem. You could also say that it exceeded his nerve in the sense that he did create something revolutionary and they could have used it for all kinds of stuff. Yes, it creates a horrifying mutated version of two creatures that is just terrifying, but that's amazing if you I mean, true, what I mean? Yeah. Like if you have the nerve for it, is like, holy shit, like imagine what you could do with that.
If you have the nerve for it, you too could become a fly.
Hell yeah. You too could be a Jeff Goldblum.
No, I think it's interesting the interpretations of things as well, because Platoon did a really interesting discussion about the themes behind Jurassic Park, for example, and he was talking about like it's often misattributed to like a critique of the dangers of science, and it's like, well, no, it's not. It's man's misuse of the power of science that's the real core of it. Like in theory, the systems of Jurassic Park function perfectly. It's just that the humans manning them either undermine them through corruption and stuff, or like don't properly like know what to look for in terms of like managing the dinosaur populations. That's why they grow out of control and become exponentially more and more of a problem. And again, it's just an interesting perspective on what the book and in the movie as well is really trying to tell you. But I like it. The Dritical Crinker sounds familiar. Been watching the Iron Giant EFAP recently. The part where Mansley's face gets squished by the door is gold.
Yeah.
Or can we get one more hog?
Oh well, so if you do remember the film, his name is Hogarth Hughes, the kid, and he has a BB gun that he loses it when he first meets the Iron Giant, and then it gets crushed. So it doesn't say the full name on it, and it just says Hog Hug, because that it looks like that. And then when he meets the Mansley meets Hogarth Hughes and finds out that's his name, he goes Hogarth Hughes, Hog Hug. It's just really funny.
Daval says the Thing, Alien, and Aliens effects are timeless. Agreed, because they're practical. Patriotic Cat, Star Wars Episode 7 hype was all OMG props, less CGI. Hasuhapa says, actually just saw The Sting, 1973, which was a great heist movie. Paul Newman and Robert Redford, and with a ragtime soundtrack. What's not to like? Jegson Voorhees says the new Vine fight Badlands was released makes the Predator look weak, clumsy, and way too human. Some people are so hyped that they're defending the Predator. Yeah, people are dumb. What can I say?
It's just it was a monkey kill for me, a monkey kill thing, because it's just like there's a couple of elements in this Badlands film. It's like, oh, that feels like stuff we may have asked for, and then the rest of it's like a mutated fuck up, and you're like,
Yeah. But Mahler, it's not about whether it's good, it's whether you have the stomach for it. So, do you? Eat Man says, your wife has the powers of mystique, i.e. shapeshifting. How often would you tell her to do so before you risk divorce or putting you in the doghouse? I would only tell her to do it once, shapeshift into Sydney Sweeney, man.
you just have to have that conversation with her. Be like, listen, okay, I love you, but
I don't love the way you look.
Listen, you do the shapeshift thing. I will put a picture of whichever guy you think is super hot. I'll print it out and we can sellotape it to my head.
And you just let your imagination do the rest, okay?
Yeah.
Magier says, hey Drinker, what do you think of the movie Changeling with Angelina Jolie, released the same year as Gran Torino? How the fuck did Clint Eastwood release two awesome movies the same year? Cheers. Yeah, is Changeling the one where she like loses her kid or something, and like he shows up again years later and she's convinced that he's not her son? I think it's that.
Sounds familiar. I haven't seen it, but I think so.
I saw it once when it came out, and like I've only got slightly hazy memories of it. I remember it being really good. I think she got a lot of recognition for her acting in that. So, I mean, good on her, I guess. Yeah, I'll always think of Tomb Raider when I think of Angelina Jolie now. Noah Sprague Studios. As Gen Z, I can confirm that my little brother's 18 to 9, and none want to watch older films with me. Even myself, I haven't gotten to watch Alien or Predator, but I did see RoboCop and Snatch, so getting there. Just keep going, man. Keep plugging away and seeing all those older movies because they will make your life better.
I wonder what like a top, like if an alien came to Earth and was like, what 50 movies should I see? I wonder what we would construct for them.
It probably wouldn't be like the AFI's top 50 movies of all time. I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't even say we should be doing the 50 best. I'd be like, we're probably going to want to do a selection of different experiences.
Yeah, and like what best sums up like human culture and what we find really entertaining.
Try and get every genre in there as well.
Yeah,
not every, but you know.
Skipping Granger got introduced to Back to the Future by a weird Universal Studios GameCube game, and my love for movies was born. The rest is history. Cheers, boys. Well, Cheers. We get there in all different ways, I guess. So I'm glad you got there in the end. Jay Fraser, hail gents. As an uncle, my life's mission is to educate my nephew with quality films made before his birth because the future ain't looking too good. Yeah, and if nothing else, like it'll give him a benchmark for what good movies are supposed to be. So he can at least know it and look out for it on the rare occasions when we do get them now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe it'll even inspire him to get into the film industry himself. You never know. Tommy says, will Drimler review Cuckman's Shelby Oaks? So, I mean, I'm going to see it. Probably talk about it on Open Bar this week. I don't know if I'll do like a proper full video review, unless I can find loads of interesting things to say about it. We shall see. Christopher Patchett's Drinker, the Mona Lisa is oil paint. Your system is only used to eating lead paint. Be careful. Thank you. I will watch out for that. But I feel like I could stomach it. And especially if I put some nice seasoning on it, maybe some, you know, hot sauce or whatever.
Yeah.
I could probably get the Mona Lisa down me. It'd be all right. Yeah. And, you know, you got to sacrifice for your art, ultimately. This is the price of immortality. Maybe an upset stomach. Starbug Smeg. Question on collecting. What is the next thing that you're looking to get? What represents good value for a collector's item, i.e. action figures, etc.? Finally, thoughts on the new $1,000 Lego Death Star that is only a cross-section of it. Fuck. Okay. With those like giant Lego collectibles, I think the only one I would be interested in getting is like the big Millennium Falcon. That does look pretty cool. The Death Star I've never thought looked great as a Lego item. I don't know, maybe it's the shape of it or whatever, maybe the fact that it's so widely out of scale.
Death Star 2 as a Lego thing because of the broken open thing. It looked really cool, but yeah, the Falcon's probably a good shout.
But yeah, I don't really have Lego sets like that. I don't really have big Lego collectibles. But the things that I do have are mostly like based around gaming franchises like Resident Evil and stuff. And I've got some Hot Toys action. No, not even action figures, are they? They're like statuettes or something, aren't they? Whatever you want to call them. Anyway, those are the things that I've probably invested a bit of money in. And I think they're probably your best shot because they're quite expensive, but I imagine that like they will go up in value if you hold on to them.
And you want them, really high detail, pretty strong, but articulate. And then sort of when you look at it, reminds you of all your favorite shit from that thing.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
But yeah, the real value is just the enjoyment it gives you from like looking at them. And as Mauler says, like whether it's giving you a bit of nostalgia for the franchise that you're a big fan of, or inspires you to go play the game or watch the movie or whatever, that's really why it's there. It's just provide you a bit of amusement, and brighten up your living space. Robert Hayes says Gordon's alive. I guess he is. Robert Hayes also says, but seriously, Ben Solo, Kylo Ren was always fucking stupid. Ben Solo, really? Han thought Obi-Wan was a crazy old wizard and Leia never met him. No, the Kenobi show is not canon. I mean, he's right about all that stuff. It's stupid.
It is stupid.
I just love the title as well, The Hunt for Ben Solo. Fucking
yeah.
Why? The Master is asking the same question we got before. When, not if, will we see a crash and burn James Gunn? Like I say, I don't think we're going to get a full-on crash and burn, but I think probably within the next 2 years he will have fallen out of favor at DC, and he probably won't be in charge anymore. Greedy Delver says Pennywise is in charge of a ragtag team of misfits. On that subject, are you going to watch that Welcome to Derry?
Gary didn't seem that positive on it. I might wait just for a few to come out before I give it a shot. But I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it.
Yeah. I can't say I'm super excited to watch it, if I'm honest with you. Mega Spidey Man. To all, favorite version of the Batmobile and why that? Drinker, do you prefer OG, Lion King, or Aladdin? Oh, that's actually a tricky question. I think it might be Aladdin, Lion King's an amazing movie, but Robin Williams is the genie, like the sort of the relationship between Aladdin and Jasmine. Is it Jeremy? No, it's not Jeremy Irons. Who plays Jafar in it?
That's a good question. I can't remember who plays Jafar in.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to look that up actually.
Because obviously the Jafar. Lion King's got a shit ton of good performances as well.
It is Jonathan Freeman. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's probably my top choice. Anyway, the other part of the question was favorite version of the Batmobile. I mean, the one from the Tim Burton movies is pretty fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's like that hyper stylized version, but it doesn't go into like cartoony, goofy territory like the Schumacher version where it's got like neon shit attached to it and it just looks really plasticky. It looks like a fucking tank. Like it's really solid looking.
Which is funny because I'm not really a fan of the Tumblr version.
Nah. It's like so many aspects of the Nolan movies where it's so grounded, it's just like almost too real. To the point where it just becomes a little bit boring. It's just like a cool piece of tech rather than something distinctively like the Batmobile.
Yeah, the Batman's Batmobile I quite like. It's like part of its universe, but not as much as I like the Burton one now.
Yeah. The next question is Sticky Fingered Bandit. Did anyone see the new Daniel Day-Lewis film Anemone or heard anything about it?
I've not seen it.
So that's the one directed by his son, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've read some articles and some interviews with him talking about it, but I haven't watched it yet. I'm sure he turns in the usual like awesome performance you'd expect from Daniel Day-Lewis, but not got around to it yet. Brother Voltus says, question, how would Jon Snow from Game of Thrones interact with Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, particularly how Jon reacts to Tanjiro's empathy for his enemies? I cannot answer that question.
Neither can I.
Sorry, man. Haven't seen Demon Slayer yet. Clippy says it's hyper-identity politics, an ideology that overly analyzes and deconstructs messages in modern media rather than actually addresses people's concerns in daily life. It's a distraction from reality. Sounds about right, yeah. Honestly, the easiest layup for Tolkien being racist is never even mentioned, which is funny. And out of Far Harad, black men had like half trolls with white eyes and red tongues. That is a line from the books. I remember that one. Filthy Casual. Good Fortune has this nihilistic problem where the progressive politics undercut the humor and morality. Insert shilling my own video where I explain why. There you go. Go check it out. Maxim. Has the panel watched Barbarian? I liked Weapons, and Barbarian was showered in praise, so it felt very safe watching it. Reminded me of Us by Peel. All themes, no logic or common sense. So frustrating.
I've had it recommended a couple of times, but I haven't seen it yet. And I think after Weapons, I do want to check it out because see what else he's been up to, that director.
Yep. Jay Fraser, will Midnight Edge's Tom be on open bar sometime in the future? He's been on top of Warner Brothers news, but salty trolls just write him off as a gun bro. I mean, sure, I'm happy to have the Midnight's Edge guys on. We just usually just a case of trying to match them up with like the topic at hand. I mean, they're quite involved in like industry insider news, that sort of thing. So I think they probably would be quite useful to have on hand if the Warner Brothers sale goes through. It can be pretty like seismic for the industry. So R Another Name says, have any of you folks watched Gucci Mark's I Shock My Dog? Highly recommend song here on YouTube. Yes, and I'm guessing what that's about. Yeah. Tommy Chassan. Austin, Mr. Roboto is lying to us. Foxy, tell me something I don't know. Austin, I open mouth kissed a horse once. What the fuck is that from?
Austin Powers.
Is it?
But I don't know, yeah.
Okay. Must have forgotten that one. Hostman's Lounge. The Boys is this generation's version of Rage Against the Machine. Okay. Jay Fraser, with the Stranger Things finale airing in cinemas, which favorite finale would you see in cinema if it were your choice? For me, it's Breaking Bad.
It'd be Angel.
Show finale. Yeah. That's that. That your choice? Angel?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's just my favorite ending to a story ever. So,
no, that's fair. I would have liked to have seen All Good Things. It's like the finale for the Star Trek: The Next Generation. That would have been quite a neat one to see in the cinema. Yeah. Anyway, let me carry on. Bruno, a corn farmer near me started making a huge maze in his cornfield around Halloween. If you have Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy, etc. hidden or chasing you, it's awesome. Nights only. That does sound really fun, actually. Shandy says Brad Pitt versus Tom Cruise. I mean, what, in a fight or
acting? I mean, it's Brad Pitt.
Sure. I did talk about this when I did my F1 review, right? When we talk about Tom Cruise being the last real movie star, I think Brad Pitt probably fits into that category as well. He's about the same age as Tom, but yeah, like he's what I would classify as a movie star.
The thing Tom gets that Brad doesn't is the stunt aspect, and the promotion. Thing, like he seems to really express that he's invested in film not dying.
Yes. I think as well, like he's arguably got the higher profile because he's got bigger franchises behind him and more like he's very much gone after the big lucrative money spinners in terms of his movie roles. Whereas I always felt like Brad Pitt was like maybe a bit uncomfortable with the limelight and he would choose like smaller roles or more interesting movies over the years. And he, had a slightly different trajectory. Pathkeeper says Chuck Norris and Superman once arm wrestled. The loser had to wear their underwear on the outside. Ooh, good one. Eric S. I'm going to go as Rogue Elements as a joke. What was that one? Go as I don't know. I'm going to go as Rogue Elements as a joke.
They're going to dress up as a short film.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, if you can do it. ZJ says a Halloween turnip is the most Scottish thing that I've ever heard. I'm telling you, it was real, man. It was horrifying growing up in Scotland back
We
then.
had jack-o'-lanterns. You guys just suck, huh?
We do. Shite being Scottish.
That's shite.
And last up is OMG Puppies. Halloween is a contraction of All Hallowed Eve. The day before All Saints' Day was thought to be a day when evil spirits were free. There you go. I'm pretty sure it was derived from it's like Samhain, which is like a Gaelic harvest festival. Back during
Samuel Hayne. Yeah, I've heard that name and stuff. But at this point, it's a consumerist fun time where we watch horror movies and eat chocolate.
Sure, so I can get behind all of those things. I'm all right with that. Anyway, fellow denizens of Open Bar, that was the last of the super chats right there. So we will wrap things up there. And the next time you see us, we'll be on our spooky Halloween open bar on Thursday night. So, woo! I will catch you all there. But for now, that's all we got for today. So go away now.
Bye.